from the various partners, including the UNDP, as well as other government agencies, permanent secretaries, and other representatives who may be online. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, welcome. This is a very special event for us because there is a saying that what is not measured is not done. And we're doing a lot here in Jamaica, and so measuring is important. And as we look to advancing the various development goals, including our own local homegrown Vision 2030, which says that Jamaica is... And I'm sure those of you online were saying the same thing. Jamaica being the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. And as we advance the goals for Vision 2030, in the same breath, we're looking to advance our global sustainable development goals, the SDGs. And of course, Jamaica's Vision 2030 is more than 95% aligned. As such, as we talk about development, and as we look at the data, it's critical that we have access for everyone, because to get buy into this development agenda, people must be able to see the progress, and that is exactly what we're doing today. So this event is very special to us as we are allowing the opportunity for persons to be able to see the progress of Vision 2030 and see exactly where we are. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to help me extend welcome to give remarks to our Director General, Dr. Wayne Henry. Please give him a round of applause as he comes.
Our moderator this morning, Mr. Javon Keys. You always want what Javon is drinking, he's always. Ms. Denise Antonio, resident representative of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, other members of the international development community, the permanent secretaries. I've not seen any permanent secretary here. Online, of course. I knew you were there. Well, let me welcome the permanent secretaries, Mr. John Capp, Executive Director of Community Systems Foundation, CSF. I recognize the management, the team at the PIOJ. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. Good morning. You know, persons are pepping, some of our young people, some of our older young people are doing the CXCs, a lot of exams going on. And a teacher got a call, and the caller said, you know, Johnny is not feeling well. He won't be able to come out to the exam today. Please excuse him. The teacher said, who is this? This is my father speaking. But let me say, it gives me great pleasure, on behalf of the board, management, and staff of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, to welcome you to the official launch of the Data for Development online monitoring platform. The online monitoring platform is geared towards promoting the use of evidence in decision-making by the various stakeholders who directly or indirectly develop policies and plans, provide financing, and implement programs that advance progress towards Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan, the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and beyond. This extends beyond government, private sector, civil society, academia, and the country's regional and international development partners to every single Jamaican who should be able to access information on the platform to support their activities and enable more informed decision-making in personal, community, and national development. For government, the Data for Development online monitoring platform is an important component in advancing integrated results-based management, which is being driven collectively by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, the PIOJ, and the Cabinet Office. It facilitates the translation of data and statistics on global, national, and local level indicators produced by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN, international organizations, and other data producers into evidence, targeted at addressing specific development problems towards producing planned development results. This online monitoring platform is an important pillar in building the PIOJ's institutional capacity and advancing national and sector plans that promote efficiency and effectiveness in the use of national resources. The platform will also facilitate the active engagement of Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora, as well as our international development partners in the national development process. The specific areas where the resources of the platform will be applied include results-based national development policy and planning, the alignment of development financing with the national development agenda, including medium-term results-based budgeting, and results-based monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning towards action. I thank all stakeholders who have contributed to the development of the platform, including the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, who has been our main partner, the Community Systems Foundation, CSF, that has built out the platform using the Data for All, DFA architecture, and provided excellent technical assistance to our team. The Ministries of Education and Youth and the former Transport and Mining that have collaborated with us in developing statistical dashboards, and our data providers, particularly our sister entity Statin, which continues to position Jamaica as a world-class producer of official national statistics. The journey to this launch started in 2019 under the UNDP-supported project Advancing the SDGs through Vision 2030 Jamaica. The platform was first developed with funding from the UNDP and counterpart funding from the government of Jamaica. It started with an integrated JAM data database of social, economic, and environmental development indicators and associated time series data. The JAM data database is an integration of the JAM Stats, EduStats, and child protection databases. Note that JAM Stats has been discontinued. A Vision 2030 Jamaica monitoring dashboard, a metadata hub, child protection and educational statistical dashboards, and a mobile application are the other features of the first phase of development of the platform. The PIOJ has made significant investments in expanding the platform, including installing a data visualizer that supports the use of the data on development indicators, adding to the functionalities of the Vision 2030 Jamaica monitoring dashboard, and creating a local development dashboard with parish-level disaggregation of the national outcome indicators where data are available. Adding a JAM data dashboard and a road safety dashboard to the menu of statistical dashboards, and developing an online resource library for Vision 2030 Jamaica and the SDGs. While there is a functioning mobile application, we are in the process of upgrading it to the latest software. There are also other functionalities that are being built out and not yet publicly available, so stay tuned. If I were to tell you, I'll have to harm you. It's a bad joke, not for the media, The platform is intended to support evidence-driven and results-based national development to beyond 2030, and therefore will continue to build and grow using the latest available technologies, informed by lessons learned and emerging knowledge. The PIOJ invites everyone to partner in advancing the Data for Development initiative, as together we make government more effective, the use of our resources more transparent and efficient, and the achievement of our national development goals and the SDGs more attainable. Let us continue the work towards making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Henry, really highlighting the fact that this platform is really signifying a whole of society development agenda, providing data for everyone, and everyone is able to access right now because the website is in fact live. So if you can right now take the opportunity to go to data for, that's the numeral 4, development.gov.jm, you can in fact see the platform live and in living color. And of course, you can see all of what Dr. Henry has been speaking about the various dashboards and other platforms. Of course, he highlighted that the work has been ongoing from 2019, and we're happy to be here to officially launch the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the key partners in this project, as was said, is the United Nations Development Programme. And to bring her remarks at this time, I ask you to help me make welcome Denise Antonio, resident representative for the UNDP in Jamaica. And of course, she sits in the UNDP multi-country office right here in Jamaica. Make her welcome, please.
Thank you very, very much. Dr. Henry, Director General, Planning Institute of Jamaica, all of those permanent secretaries online and other distinguished government members, a member of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. I'm very, how come you say morning? Thank you. I'm very, very delighted to be here this morning to actually participate in this launch of this platform, which I think is so, so critical for Jamaica and very important in terms of planning the progress and also monitoring the progress of the Vision 2030. You can imagine keeping track of hundreds of indicators is not an easy task, and I think this is a testament to the commitment and dedication of the government of Jamaica through the Planning Institute to make this happen today, and it is quite a privilege. Your brand new Data for Development online platform provides the government, and like Dr. Henry said, the people of Jamaica with a centralized digital system to support the monitoring of the country's progress in implementing the SDG and, more importantly, your development priorities of Vision 2030. By offering the data on demand, which can be visualized in a user-friendly format, PIOJ has not only digitized Agenda 2030 monitoring and evaluation, but also curated a fully accessible experience for a wide range of stakeholders, which includes universities, policymakers, planners, the average citizen, researchers, decision makers, development partner, and the list goes on and on. Jamaica's Data for Development platform ushers PIOJ's Agenda 2030 monitoring, evaluation, and planning ambitions into the digital era. This aligns very well also with UNDP, our goal, which is to support countries in being more digital. As we experienced in COVID, we knew that it was important to digitalize. And through this, we've been able to support not only in this work that has started in 2019, but we've been able to support Jamaica in providing access to a number of underserved communities through our Wi-Fi support we've been given. But we're also been able to support other country offices that we support in this multi-country office. With Bahamas in December, we launched the first ever Persons with Disability platform in collaboration with the Commission for Persons with Disability. And so this is just one of the many things that we're doing to support governments in trying to become a more digital society. So PIOJ's data-centric platform plugged into an indicator-based warehouse is another proud moment that we celebrate in this journey. And I want to take this opportunity to really thank the Planning Institute of Jamaica for allowing us the opportunity to work with you. And I think we can all say it's been a very good partnership. I continue to welcome UNDP's, our latest Watershed Moment is another of many being scored by Jamaica in this digital transformation journey. And please know that you can continue to count on UNDP as your trusted partner. Thank you very much, and I look forward to us displaying this platform.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate that commitment of continued collaboration from the UNDP. Of course, the UNDP has done a wide range of, has aided Jamaica in a wide range of areas, and we look forward to that continued support. And looking at where we're going in development is a critical part of collaboration, which is critical to advancing our goals. Of course, the UNDP being the major partner in this implementation, the initial investment for this platform was about $90,000 US. So it is a major investment. And of course, to continue building out this platform, it will require even more support, but it is a critical part of ensuring we are able to track and monitor the Agenda 2030 build out. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, as you all, I'm sure, have taken the opportunity to go to the platform. It's now time to walk you through what this platform looks like, some of the functions, and what it means. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, as part of our Data for Development Initiative, Jamaica, we're going to be demonstrating these features and, of course, some of the result-based decision-making capabilities of the platform. And as such, I invite you to turn your attention to the video screens for those of you in-house, those of you online. Also, pay keen attention as we have the team from Community Systems Foundation highlight the main features and site navigation.
The Data for Development online monitoring platform is an innovative, user-friendly construct which consists of an integrated JAM data database including data and statistics on social, economic, governance, and environmental indicators, several electronic dashboards for results-based performance monitoring and evaluation, such as the Vision 2030 Jamaica Monitoring Dashboard, Local Development Dashboard, and several statistical dashboards including Education Dashboard, Road Safety Dashboard, Child Protection Dashboard, and integrated cross-sectoral JAM data dashboard, a data visualizer, a metadata hub, an online resource library, and finally a JAM data mobile app. Let us take a closer look at the offerings of the Data for Development platform. The Vision 2030 Jamaica Monitoring Dashboard provides a glimpse into the current performance of the Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan. The monitoring dashboard shows how far the country has progressed based on the use of time series data compared with the 2007 baseline year and annual and medium-term targets. It includes visualizations that display data on key areas including status of indicator performance by national outcomes and status of indicator performance by SDG. For each outcome, we can see a colored bar on a gradient from red to green corresponding to the performance of the indicator. There are 5 indicator performance categories: fully achieved or exceeded, 100% or above, mostly achieved between 80 and 99%, somewhat achieved between 40 and 79%, little achieved between 1 and 39%, same as or worse than baseline, 0% or less. The same applies to the performance of the SDGs, which is measured based on the alignment of SDGs to the national outcomes. The Key Performance Indicators Quick View Visualization provides a look at the progress made under specific national outcome indicators. Under each national outcome, there is a drop-down that allows us to view the performance of its indicators. For each indicator, performance is shown by way of a table and corresponding graph with time series data measured against the baseline year and targets. Users are also able to observe trends in the performance of indicators over time. The Leaving No One Behind visualization showcases the progress made in Jamaica's commitments to the Leave No One Behind principle. This principle of the SDGs is aligned with the guiding principles of Vision 2030 Jamaica and is represented in the national commitment to eradicate poverty in all its forms, promote inclusion, and reduce the inequalities and vulnerabilities that leave people behind and undermine the potential of individuals and of humanity as a whole. The Local Development Dashboard showcases parish-level disaggregated data for national outcome indicators based on the availability of data. The dashboard presents the indicators by the 4 national goals. Users are provided with several features for interacting with the data, including options to label the visualization, view data in tabular format, view indicator metadata, download and share the visualization. The Education Dashboard gives the user insight into the quality of education and performance of students. Currently, the dashboard largely gives focus to the primary level of education with plans for further expansion to all levels. Its offerings include key primary education performance indicators, assessments and staffing at the secondary level. The Road Safety Dashboard showcases data related to motor vehicle fatal incidents and motor vehicle fatalities. It aims to use data to aid in the creation of safer roads across Jamaica. The Child Protection Dashboard displays data on the situation of children in Jamaica. The areas of focus are poverty, protection, health, education, crime, and demography. The multi-sectoral JAM Data Dashboard provides data on Jamaica's economy, living standards, human development, and environment. It also showcases key facts covering key areas of Jamaican life, culture, and society. The Jamaica Data Visualizer is a zero learning curve tool that allows users to search for an indicator and visualize its data, generating unique charts, graphs, and maps. Visualizations on indicators are also available for data disaggregation and different levels of geography. Users can select time periods, edit visualizations, including label charts, such as name graphs and their axes, and customize color schemes for personal use. They can download visualizations and any data set from the data warehouse. An online gallery allows users to save visualizations for future use. You can register to create an account and then sign into the gallery to edit and save and/or access saved visualizations. With the options to visualize indicators at the levels of national goal, sector, and thematic area, data can be curated for a wide range of evidence-based discourse and decision-making, including meetings, reports, and presentations. Linked to the online monitoring platform is a JAM Data mobile application, which largely functions as a mobile data visualizer. Among the features of the mobile app, users can edit and download visualization, which allow for viewing of the visualization within the app at a later time. To download JAM Data, navigate to the Apple Store or Google Play Store and search JAM Data. It is available free of cost. Metadata is information on data. It tells us definitions, how the data are collected and or computed, the source from which the data are gathered, and limitations to use, among other areas. The metadata in the hub also includes indicator reference information where relevant, including the national outcome to which national outcome indicators are aligned. By compiling and presenting metadata, we promote the production of quality data that are comparable over time, easily searchable, appropriately used, and accessible to the people who need them. You can search for metadata on specific indicators. There are drop-down menus that allow you to narrow your search by sector, goal, and theme, and then to individual indicators. The Online Resource Library is a digital knowledge library that contains key development resources, strategic documents, reports, and planning documents related to Vision 2030 Jamaica and the Sustainable Development Goals. It is a searchable library that allows users to view and download publicly available documents for their own use. Users may search by key phrases, year of publication, type of document, and theme. You may visit the Data for Development online monitoring platform at www.datafordevelopment.gov.jm. Thank you for viewing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it for yourself and you've gotten a walkthrough of the platform, datafordevelopment.gov.jm. And again, if you want to get up close and personal, it is live. You can see all that was said here and so much more, because let me tell you, I've navigated the site myself, and this is data that you can utilize in every facet of your work. I can think of students at the university level. I know when I was doing research for certain things and you needed data on Jamaica, you'd have to search in multiple places. This has changed that. For persons looking to invest in Jamaica, this is an opportunity as well to get critical data on certain areas. So it is a big deal what we have done here today. And for your listening pleasure, for those of you who were paying keen attention, both here and online, we have some prizes. So I understand that some questions have been posted in the chat online. If they have not yet been posted, they are about to be posted. But for those of you in the room, were you listening keenly? And let me tell you a little secret. If you weren't listening, you may want to go to the website right now, because I'm about to ask you 2 questions. And if you were listening, you're at an advantage. If not, you're going to have to do some searching. So, the person who can indicate or state 5 indicator performance categories, we have a prize for you. So there are a number of indicator categories that were displayed and outlined during the presentation. If you can name 5, then we have a prize here for you. www.datafordevelopment.gov.jm, that is the website. I see some collaboration taking place there. I see some eyes also going around the room. For those of you online as well, your question is being posted, so you can go ahead and respond to that. And of course, persons are monitoring the chat, so we'll ensure that you have your prize. So no one in the room? I feel like I need to be an educator in here and you know, go around and give some small pats on the hand. I mean, Dr. Henry, I don't know how in your lecture room, how do you discipline your students? That's true. You call attention to that single person who's giving trouble. Anyone? No one. All right, if you name 3. Oh, I see a hand. There we go. What's your name? All right, Janelle Tomlins. Go ahead. Go ahead. She's given full disclosure that she's from UNDP, but nonetheless, we'll allow it.
You said 3, right?
I said 5.
Wow. Okay.
I like this audience.
All right. Education, health, industry. I saw something about demography, environment, governance.
I'm looking at the experts. I'm not seeing that on my list here, but if the experts can indicate. I'm seeing a no.
No?
I'm seeing a no.
Oh,
so that's a no. I see another hand. All right, I see Miss Tyler Young with her hand up.
Okay, so status of indicator performance by outcomes, status of indicator performance by SDG, leaving no one behind, key performance indicators, and life expectancy at birth.
So I'm looking at the experts and I'm getting a no.
No, but those are all the Can I try again?
So the question is, please state the 5 indicator performance categories. 5 indicator performance categories.
So would the list after the life expectancy at birth be one of them?
I'm looking at the team and I'm seeing another no. So I tell you what, we're going to hold that question. I see another hand. All right, go ahead.
Next hand.
Mm-hmm. I want you to use the microphone so those online can hear you.
Fully achieved or exceeded, mostly achieved, somewhat achieved, little achieved, and same as or worse than baseline.
Give him a round of applause. Front of the class for you. Right up front. No back of the class for you at all. So congratulations. You've won for yourself a very special prize from our Vision 2030 team. Now I have another question. Are we ready? No, we're not ready. So, okay, you know what? We're not going to ask that question. We're going to move on to our next item on the agenda. You all ready for the next question? All right, so our next question. The Jamaica Data Visualizer is a zero learning curve tool that allows users to query the indicator-based data warehouse of Jam Data / Vision 2030 Jamaica. See, we're looking like we're writing exams. I like that. Please state 3 functions that can be performed by this tool. Let me go again. Oh, I see a hand. All right, I don't need to go again.
Okay, so this tool allows users to search for an indicator, visualize its data, edit, save, or download the visualization on their computer or online.
100%! So congratulations. So you see your second time around, you've gotten something. Congratulations, you've gotten that correct. And of course, we appreciate our team from the Vision 2030 Secretariat for providing these prizes. But of course, the idea is that you can go ahead, by yourself, go through. There's data that you may really need for what you're doing, and there may be data that you don't know you need, but it's right there. So take some time to go ahead and check out the platform. But you see, Jamaica has had a good relationship with data. and development and data go hand in hand. So, of course, to paint that picture of Jamaica's story with data, or history with data, I invite the program director for Vision 2030, Mrs. Pisha Brian Lee. Please make her welcome as she comes.
Good morning. Okay, so my data story is that I'm short, so let me try and fix this. Right, so I think we're fine. I'm fine now. So today I will also be giving you a short snippet of Jamaica's data story. So it's not, we'll give you a little bit of our history, but it's more about telling you what Jamaica is about through using the data. It won't be focused on a lot of numbers because you can get that on the platform, but it will be engaging you in how this data tells the story of a wonderful people. Yes, I'm a Jamaican, so I have to say it. And how through the data we can glean hope and know that Jamaica has a future in achieving the goals that we want, whether or not we believe they can be achieved by 2030. So I'm going to be going through some of our quick facts. So Jamaica, land of wood and water. Yes, I had to bring some of the mystery. Home of reggae music. In an upper middle income, small island developing state with approximately 2.8 people residing here at home, and an equally large diaspora who all know nowhere no better than yard. So we Jamaicans are natural storytellers, we know that, right? And we are communicators, and the data shows it. The uptake of cell phones when they came here and our subscription levels that are above the size of our population. Okay, so we are also our story is also about people who are in the advanced stage of the demographic transition. We do have, as the largest proportion of our population, the working age, and we are striving towards having a stable population with a low growth rate. We also have prioritized human capital development. So we can see this in our average life expectancy, which is above 70 years, and most of our population is literate, including our child population in terms of when we assess child literacy rates. We've also achieved macroeconomic stability, a foundation for growth. And in this area, we have achieved stable inflation, we have achieved reducing debt to GDP ratio, and we have had fiscal stability through strong fiscal policy and management of inflation. We also have had favorable performance of indicators of productivity and employment. So in 2019, we were able to see for the first time, or record level unemployment levels. And we also have seen where we have had strong performance in indicators related to innovation and technology. For example, e-readiness. We've also seen an increase in the number of scientific publications, and we've also improved the efficiency of our use of energy. So while there have been challenges, so we've had good things, but we've also had challenges, in social stability, there have been rays of hope. So everyone knows Jamaica has a crime problem, right? But what we also should equally know is that we have the capacity to reduce that crime. Look at that trend line for category 1 crime rate. It's downward. And our case clearance rate shows that we also have the capacity to address the gaps in our justice system. If you look at that line, it is increasing. Our case clearance rate, which is one of our important indicators because it signals to us, the people, that we can get good justice outcomes, that has been increasing. We've had challenges, as we know again, but yet we rise. And we see this in how quickly we were able to recover in terms of GDP from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also in employment, we were able to see strong recovery to above pre-pandemic levels. And also when we look at the global economic crisis that started in 2008, we're also able to see that from the increase in poverty, we were able to have gains in living standard and see reduction in that poverty. And that all was about the fact that we were able to entrench macroeconomic stability, we were able to improve activity in the economy, and we were able to work towards strengthening our human capital development. So Jamaica values data. We are pursuing evidence-driven and results-based national development planning under Vision 2030 Jamaica and in advancing the SDGs. We see this when we look at some of not just what we've achieved, because sometimes we have a tendency to look at just what the data says in terms of performance, but we also should look at what it is that we are monitoring. So we look at what we're monitoring. We look at the fact that we're monitoring long-term national development. So we care about sustainability. We care about social transformation, which is why we want to see policies, legislation in place to ensure that these changes are entrenched. But when you look at these maps, you also see that we are monitoring at the parish level because we do care about inclusion. We care about development that happens at the parish level, the community level, in households, and in individual lives. And that does get lost in the numbers, but it does not get lost in our development focus. So we also are cultivating a development journey based on accountability. So we monitor, we report, and we present our development results, whether the results are favorable or not. And I suppose some persons here would remember last year when we did our quarterly press briefing and we reported on slippages in development performance and how we all reacted. And it is important that we get this data. And that reaction was also important too, because didn't we all feel collectively upset? But also what the data should do is promote collective responsibility, because we all collectively produce those results. So, our development journey has not been solo, but has been one of partnerships. Partnerships with our international development partners, our regional development partners, with our private sector, academia, civil society, and with you, every single person in this room and online. So this chart shows that official development assistance has been decreasing, which for us means that we are a bit more on our own in terms of development financing. But there's something else it tells us. It tells us that the world recognizes Jamaica is an upper middle income country. We have the capacity for innovative financing and for driving our development, and that when we are tested, what do? We turn on and make fashion, right? And that is also part of that recognition. And so I'm going to wrap up. It's not a long data story, but the data, very snippet, it shows us that whether or not we achieve Vision 2030, we have the capacity to achieve our vision for development. And Jamaica is already the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business for many of us. But we're going to get it to the point where there's no doubt about whether or not it is that place of choice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pisha. You know, from your data story, one of the biggest things that really stood out for me, it painted a picture for us that development is really beyond the Vision 2030. And one of the things I want us to bear in mind that even when we get to 2030, wherever we are, development will continue. We have to continue looking at the data. We have to continue monitoring. And that is why this platform today is a critical one. You've also highlighted the fact that we have been strong in certain areas, but we've been transparent in the areas that we're not so strong on. And that is critical, because it tells us that the institutions in place can be trusted to report on all data, whether we're happy about it or not. And that deserves a round of applause, because we can trust that the data coming to us is really what it is looking like. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we know you may have a number of questions about the platform, even though, of course, I know our partners at the Community Systems Foundation did a pretty good job at outlining what the platform looks like. But do you have any questions in the room? I know we're also monitoring the chat, so if there are those of you online with questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section and we'll get to them. But are there any questions in the room? So I see two hands, so let me go ahead. We have Shantai who's going to bring the microphone, and then we'll take the other question at the back of the room.
Thank you very much. How interactive is the platform?
So how interactive is the platform? I think that question is for Pisha. So let me... So Program Director at Vision 2030 will address how interactive is the platform.
Again, not as tall as... I'll wear high heels next time. Miss Scott is giving me the look of, why are you insisting on wearing higher heels all the time and not embracing your shortness? All right, so the platform is interactive. It allows you to be able, for example, the data visualizer, you're able to establish an account, and for example, if you don't like the color or the visualization that you've seen, you can change them. You also can save your visualizations. In the Vision platform, you are able to look at the table, you're able to look at the data, and for the metadata hub, you may not be able to, say, move around the information, but the fact of the matter is, part of the interactivity of the platform is not just the functionality of being able to change the visualizations, but also being able to link the different elements. What I mean by that is, if you don't understand something, you don't have to call the PIOJ. You can go to the metadata and you can see, for example, how the data can be used, as well as the limitations, which is important. And for example, we do know that there are some indicators that have limited time series, and you're able to say, to make a decision as to whether or not I should be using this indicator. And that is part of the interactivity. So I hope that responds to your question.
So we had another question, and then we'll come to you. No problem.
Thank you so much. I may have missed it, but I just wanted to find out how frequently the data on the site will be updated.
The data on the site will be updated on an ongoing basis. And for the time being, we are literally going through the data as we speak to see where there are gaps and update it. But we do have team members, and one team member in particularly, who is assigned to the site to ensure that the data is kept up to date. As you know, in Jamaica, not all the data has a release calendar. So we also have taken that into consideration in terms of having to monitor, keeping constant contact with some of the providers to ensure that we have the data and monitor the online sites for the global indicators as well.
Good morning. Is there a charge to use the site?
No. The site and the mobile app, free of cost. You can go to the Google Play Store, Apple Store for the mobile app. You can download it free of cost. And of course, this site is a part of, I guess, what we look at open government, open data. So there's no charge. And there's also a feature to contact us just in case you need additional information. That, of course, is of no charge.
No more questions? Well, we do have one question coming from the online platform. Someone is asking you to speak on the, well, I mean, you have addressed this, the pace at which data will be updated, and you've said that that is continuous, and of course, with some elements, they're not all data sets will have a specific timeline, so of course you will continue monitoring that. And of course, the idea of it being customizable is very is very unique and critical because people like to see what they want to see. It's like social media. You go on, you follow the pages you are interested in. So with the customizable aspect of it, you can see the data you really want to track, and you can color code as you've said. So it's very, very interactive. And of course, we know that many of you will go on and play around with it and look at the areas that you want to monitor and the links behind those data areas. So ladies and gentlemen, we're at this point of our program where we want to say thanks to all those who've helped to make this event possible. And to do that, I invite Mrs. Rochelle White, Senior Technical Advisor to the Director General at the Planning Institute of Jamaica. Make her welcome, please, as she comes.
So my story is also short. Ms. Denise Antonio, Resident Representative for the UNDP, Dr. Wayne Henry, Director General, Planning Institute of Jamaica, permanent secretaries who are joining us online, other key invited guests, good morning. In thanking all our partners who made today's event a success, the Planning Institute of Jamaica, and in particular, the Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat, wishes to highlight, as was stated earlier, the importance of partnerships. It is recognized both nationally through Vision 2030 Jamaica and globally in the Sustainable Development Goals that strong, inclusive, and integrated partnerships at all levels are required to advance sustainable development. Today, we wish to thank our partners who made this event a success. Thank you to our main partner, the UNDP, the Community Systems Foundation, CSF, which was instrumental in developing the platform, the Ministries of Education and Youth, and the former Ministry of Transport and Mining that have collaborated with us in developing the first set of statistical dashboards. Our national stakeholders, particularly our permanent secretaries, and all our data providers, particularly the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, who have provided the rich content that was displayed for the dashboard. To our attendees, both with us in person and online, we are grateful for the time you spent with us today. We implore you going forward to utilize the dashboard to enhance evidence-driven and results-based national development. Thank you to the hard-working team at the PIOJ, including the Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat, the Information Systems Unit, the JAM Data Unit, and our communications team. To our kind hosts here at the Marriott, thank you for the excellent service that was provided today. In closing, allow me to express my gratitude once again to every person and organization whose partnership made today possible. The PIOJ looks forward to continued collaboration as we leverage data to achieve our national development goals and, importantly, ensure that no one is left behind. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, a reminder to you, ensure you download the application that's available on the Google Play Store and the App Store. So please go ahead, download the application, share it with a friend, tell another friend, tell your friends who may be interested in investing in Jamaica, your friends in academia, tell everybody. Tell Miss Ma down the road, tell grandma, tell uncle, because data is important to everyone. So please go ahead and share. And of course, the conversation continues after today because we will continue to update the website, update the platform, and we want you to also be following all the happenings with Jamaica's development. So you want to go ahead and follow the UNDP Jamaica. You want to also follow Vision 2030 Jamaica, as well as the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, on the various platforms. They are everywhere. You want to know what's happening in your country. You want to know what's happening with development. So go ahead and follow them everywhere. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, download. What isn't measured isn't done. And you want to measure and you want to keep up. And of course, we're going to also be measuring food because I know many of you are also probably hungry. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join us on the outside for those of you here. And for those of you online, thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Javon Keys. It's been my absolute pleasure being your moderator. Take care.
Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan. making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Vision 2030 Jamaica is the country's first long-term national development plan. It covers the 21-year period 2009 to 2030 and guides the country's development towards a secure and prosperous future. The plan is focused on implementation and accountability and has 7 guiding principles which encompass sustainability, inclusion, governance, and transformation. It integrates the social, economic, and environmental spheres of development. Vision 2030 Jamaica is designed to facilitate the achievement of 4 goals and 15 related national outcomes, which represent the planned changes in social, economic, and environmental state of the country and quality of life of the Jamaican people. Vision 2030 Jamaica includes 31 sector plans in 28 separate documents. The sector plans were informed by task forces, comprising stakeholders from the public and private sectors, civil society, academia, among other partners. Vision 2030 Jamaica is implemented through successive 3-year medium-term socio-economic policy frameworks, MTFs. The MTF presents the strategies to be